Hello, everyone, and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. A big night for West Ham. They hammered Arsenal, of course. People say they didn't care. I think that was the trophy. Maybe that was the first trophy of the season. The Arsenal lost. Man United, what is new? They just lost 3-0 at home. Nothing new. We've seen this movie before. Absolutely brilliant. Panel for you here. We talk about all the games, of course. Chelsea through, Liverpool through, but that's not important. They were favorites already, Liverpool. So who cares about Newcastle as well? Absolutely a brilliant show from the second team of Newcastle going to Old Trafford and dominating the game. Manchester United shambolic, of course, but I'm here with a great panel. I'm going to start with the armchair gaffers, Jess. It's his second time on the channel. Arsenal fan. Welcome, Jess. Thank you for being here with us. You are muted, of course. I'm going to unmute everybody.
Sorry, I was muted. Haha, we back, baby. Mo, thank you for having me on here. Last time I came on here, Mo, you did not plug my channel, Armchair Gaffers.
I did.
You didn't do it enough.
100%. It was in the video, in the description. 100%.
But you didn't say it with your mouth.
I actually did.
Whoa. Let's move.
If we go back to the tape and you're wrong, it's not going to look good for you.
It's not.
It's not going to look good for you. As it didn't look good for your team tonight. It's not.
Shots already. What? 2 minutes?
It's not, bro.
Newcastle B team, by the way, it was the C team.
It was any team, can I just say, any team with Reece Nelson, Fabio Vieira, Kai Havertz, and Jorginho and Eddie Nketiah cannot be taken seriously as a team.
No, it's still solid, though. Y'all should still win with that, bro. Y'all should still win with that. Stop it, bro. Y'all should still beat West Ham with that. I mean, that's like me saying my team today that we feel that we shouldn't beat Newcastle with that, or at least give them a fight. You know what I mean?
Let's do the intros and then we'll get into it. Let's do the intros and then we'll get into it.
Yeah, facts. My boyfriend, my bad.
Footy fanatics, of course. Man United fan, Mr. Positivity himself. Not so positive today. Oski is here with us. What are you saying, Oski?
What up, boys? Thank you for having me with these great gentlemen, especially during great times. I see people already looking for my Garnacho jersey that's been thrown out. My jersey's been thrown out. No signed jersey. Nothing. I'm surprised I still got this up here. Matter of fact, I gotta go too. I don't know why I got that over there, man. Yo, let everybody introduce themselves and we'll get into the unfortunate events.
And for the first time on the channel, of course, Philip, Toon Tactics TV, Newcastle fan, buzzing. Of course, look at the smile.
Thank you, Mo. Thank you for the privilege to be here. Actually, I feel like a fan because I've been watching you guys for a while now. So, real privilege to be here, and I'm ready to talk some football with you guys.
Yeah, of course. And Giuseppe, Arsenal fans, of course. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, bro, because just the accent will just.
Yeah. I'm from London, obviously. Thanks for having me. Great to be on the panel with you boys. And yeah, listen, let's talk some football. Arsenal was shambolic tonight, and people say bigger fish to fry and all that. I don't really want to go on about that, but listen, this is a cup that we should have been going for this season for me, and yeah, we'll get into it. But yeah, I'm smiling, but inside I'm not smiling. You know,
that's my pain, bro.
Yeah, well,
and lastly, we have Judge Mo, the best football host Egypt has ever produced. Two things that come from Egypt very good is Mo Salah and Judge Mo.
Make it 3, my brother. Make it 3.
What's the other one?
Me.
Damn.
Oh man, come on.
No,
man.
You're right. It's
you're
3.
Not gonna add to it. You just gonna leave me out there, Judge Mo? You just gonna watch it? Nah, it's cool.
Mo's not impressed. Let's start the show, Mo.
Well, let's start the show. First thing is Mr. Link, is that Nunes goal? To be honest with you, I did not watch it yet. But all I know is that Liverpool were good away from home. But listen, in the chat, there is already 70 people here. Hit that like button. Get us to 50 likes right away. And let me know, people. Thank you so much, Mr. Link, for the super chat. Big up for supporting the channel. Send your super chats, people. Get in the membership, of course, to be one of the panelists, of course, like Philip here is one of our members. Valued members, of course. Listen, people in the chat, let me know, where do we start? London Stadium? Or do we start at Manchester United?
Manchester United, man.
Yeah,
Started on high.
Which one was the worst, lowest?
I actually think Man United losing to Newcastle is worse than Arsenal losing to West Ham. Absolutely. I think actually at least Arsenal have something. They still can go far in the Champions League. They can win the league. You can't win anything. I'm going to let you go, Oski. Just go ahead. Tell the people what you
know
think.
what it is? I've been getting invited to these shows, and I really don't know where to go at this point. Like, as much as this club needs direction, I think I need direction as well, bro. I'm just, it's like, thank you, Captain Obvious. I stated it. So, all right, what did I really state? You know, it's just like at this point, it's just getting ridiculous. Like today I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm, you know. When they tell you like you're gonna get a little cookie, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get excited, you're gonna see some good stuff today. Oh wow, 7 changes in the team. I said, all right, maybe it's gonna lighten up my mood, spank up Newcastle real quick, go into the week against Fulham and have my head high. Shit, I'm afraid of Fulham. Shit, I don't want to reunite with Andres Pereira right now. I'm good. Keep him out of here. You know what I mean? I'm at that type of time right now. I just don't know where to face this. Bro, it was ridiculous. This is ridiculous. It's getting out of hand. No, it's really getting.
The funniest part of the game for me was when Ten Hag brought on Rashford and Bruno. And usually in these games, when you feel the weakened team and like it's not going your way, and you go for the big guns. And I was like, damn, you lot's big guns are Bruno and
they
Rashford.
big guns? That's the question right now. Are we?
They're
big?
not. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is who you're going to.
Water gun, bro. We water gun. You're not even a BB gun. We water guns.
I just feel like bringing them two on. You went from hopeless to something below that. United are in the mud, and I saw this from last season. I don't know why United fans were happy saying that they've made progress for winning the Carabao Cup. And
let's see. This is the thing that's getting me mad. Everybody's comparing last season. First of all, last season was it was good, bro. Compared to what we were used to, it was solid. We've seen some wins.
Compared to what we're seeing now, I think anything is good.
No, compared to what we've seen in the past 10 years under any management, ball Jose Mourinho. But it was I've seen a direction. Like, okay, first season in, forget it. It was first season in, the whole Cristiano problem, yada yada. So I'm like, okay, like I could see, like I said, a direction. I was actually not mad about where we go. So I was like, okay, next season we could see some fluid football. Okay, then we had the window was just wacky. You know what I mean? You don't know what you expect, and it was a wacky window. But then like preseason hype, you had everybody, you know, celebrating the preseason, which I wasn't even biting for. But I'm like Mo said, I was Mr. Positive. I'm the type, game. Fuck it, this game ended. Fuck it, let's focus on the next game. Fuck. It's been a lot of fucking shit. But I can't look at the next game, bro. Right now, I'm just like, I really, the City game, I turned off the TV. Today, I turned off the TV after the second half. So I'm going
to go to Philip here. Listen, Philip, I got a question for you. How confident will you go into the game?
Well, I did make a shorts video in the beginning, and I predicted a scrappy 1-0 win. I was confident that Newcastle have the basic fundamentals. They're good and structured without the ball, and they're just slightly less better on the ball. Obviously, it's going to be our B and C team, so I was more worried about how we're going to be on the ball, how we're going to be in the final third. That's why I said maybe I thought we'd get a scrappy third, a scrappy 1-0 win. I think what surprised me was with Man United is their lack of physicality and strength. I knew that things were bad, but I didn't know that it was that bad watching it live. We had
where were you in the last couple of months?
No,
were you with us? Were you with us and on this planet? Or where were you in the last couple of months?
But you know what? I don't want to give. It is Man United. I don't want to give them too much praise, and not too much praise, but too much conversation about how bad they were. I think more about how good we were. Our tactics were, as always, without the ball, we're going to be structured, we're going to be strong in the middle. And Man United did not want to go in the middle. They didn't want to go through the middle. We had Dummett as our centre-back, Paul Dummett.
It's actually more embarrassing to Man United.
Yeah, like, that's exactly it.
Yeah. Go ahead, but
they wouldn't. I thought at least once they'll fizz a quick ball into Martial, catch him on the shoulder. You know, I think Dummett's had a hip injury before. He's had hip surgery before. I mean, just catch him on the shoulder and go. So I was worried about that.
I'm sorry.
No, go on. What's that?
They're playing their special Olympic players. I'm so, with all due respect.
Yeah, so I was really expecting that kind of thing from Man United. They'll really kind of fizz the ball in, but they didn't want to go through the middle. They didn't want to go through the middle. They kept on pushing it out wide, where we had Lewis Hall and Livramento are two young signings who are really looking to make an impression. And I thought that was the wrong. Dallo got fried.
Dallo is absolutely shit.
Yeah.
Dallo is absolutely, bro. That first goal, as AB defending,
it was bad.
Check your shoulder. He did check his shoulder, and still played behind him.
Yeah,
like, and what are you doing?
Look, I mean, I'm not here to boast or anything, because I've supported Newcastle for nearly 30 years. I've seen terrible football. I've seen relegation football, and I've been in the Championship. I've been to the ground. So, and I see, not that you get Man United aren't anywhere near relegation, but I see the attitude and the desire and the way Livramento went from his half into your third reminded me of what Newcastle used to be like under Steve Bruce, under the other players there. And that was the frightening part of it. Like, nobody even wanted to, nobody really tucked his shirt. They just let him go through. And I thought that was a scary, and he went right through your middle. He went right through the heart of Man United without anybody tugging at him. And he just made that assist to Almiron. And so there's some real kind of, I think there was something that Mo said about a couple of weeks ago, actually, where you were talking about a player that was on your team that was in your kind of a football team. Guys, that was toxic.
Someone remembered what I said 2 weeks ago. I'm out of here. I'm done. My job is done on this channel. My job is done. Someone remembers what I said 2 weeks ago. Oh my God, that's
no. Like I said, I've seen atrocious football. I've been in a relegation, so I get flashbacks. I got PTSD.
Your club at that time ain't spent 400 mil.
Sorry, sir.
Your club ain't spent 400 mil. So like, you know what I mean?
You know what?
You can't compare what basically a no project, no structure Newcastle to Manchester United. And in all respect to Newcastle, of course they had great history, but the history does not come match with
the money actually makes it worse.
Exactly.
So I'm very firm believer in leadership and leadership as influence. And the one thing that we did have in common, no longer, is our leadership. We had Mike Ashley giving our players, you usually have hydrotherapy pools. We had wheelie bins for our players for recovery, wheelie bins. That they were in wheelie bins.
Yeah.
So imagine that. So if you're, say you're a budding young striker and you're thinking about what club to go to, and you go out and you go into the training ground and you see, oh, why is there wheelie bins there? Are you guys taking the trash out? Oh no, that's where you're going to aid your recovery. So it's the leadership. So you can put 400 million on that and not improve anything. And it's just going to go to waste. And unfortunately, that's what's happening. I can't believe that you didn't invest into a scouting structure. I can't believe you wouldn't invest in a sporting director who cared. I can't believe that you wouldn't invest in the leadership structure and somebody that would work alongside Ten Hag or whatever manager there is and set up a system. Brighton did it with less than, however millions they did it. Why can't Man United? It's sad to see.
I'll tell you why. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, sir.
My opinion, the reason why United don't have a good scouting network is because they've never had to rely on a scouting network. So going back to when I started watching football in like the late 90s, United were a really big deal. And what they would do is just poach from their rivals in the league, from like your Nottingham Forest, which would be like Roy Keane, your Evertons, which would be Wayne Rooney, your where did Cantona come from? Leeds, yeah. Ferdinand, Leeds. Like they were just getting the biggest names.
Essentially, Ferdinand came from West Ham, no, probably.
No. He went West Ham, Leeds, and then United. They were just poaching the best players from the Premier League rivals, and aside from that, they also had the infamous class of '92 coming through at the same time. So they really had to scout. I mean, they have scouted players like Ronaldo, for instance.
No, but David Beckham, when we picked him up, that was a scout technically. You know what I mean? Your Scholesy, your Giggsies.
No, but that's the class of '92. But I'm saying, like, aside from the class of '92 and signing players from Premier League rivals, United have never really gone out there, and they're not known for unearthing the next big thing, who's unheard of, who's unknown. Their thing is just, let's take from our rivals. Alan Smith was another example. Antonio Valencia was another example.
That was Wigan. That's Wigan. It's really not rivals. It's just
what I mean by that is that teams from the same league. I don't mean you're rivals as in like,
but the same league. Yeah, the core of the English football.
I'm talking, yeah. So you're getting proven Premier League players is what I was talking about, and obviously the word rivals might be incorrect, but I mean teams you're up against week in, week out.
You're absolutely right, and that's why if you look at it, we dominated English football. When it came to European status, we wouldn't really dominate as much as Liverpool and other only Liverpool. Because Liverpool, like you said, that was a great point. They would probably scout. They did scout from European teams, but it really doesn't come that. Granted, the scouting, yes, but I just feel like, what's your name, brother? I'm sorry. No. I know Philip's up top. You said Jess, right?
That's right.
So it comes more down to structuring in general. So post Fergie era, there has been zero structure up top, and I'm not going to say obviously the Glazers is not going to win you games, but shit rolls downhill, bro. It's something that you just can't. You can't.
It does. It rolls downhill, and unless you got like a Fergie character to kind of like be your umbrella. This is what happens.
He held his weight on the football pitch.
I have a completely different opinion than all of you.
Do you know what?
So he literally,
Giuseppe, just let me just add. People, there's over 130 of you here. Get us to 100 likes as quickly as possible. The like button is underneath your live chat. Listen, this manager has had a very good season last year, in my opinion. No. I saw signs of improvement. I saw a way of playing at home, and I said that many times. His first mistake in the summer was making Bruno Fernandes captain, and as I said before, you're making someone like that captain. It sends a message to everybody.
I have a question for you. So if you didn't see Bruno Fernandes as the captain, who do you see that was?
I don't know. I don't know. See, that's not my job. I don't have to provide an alternative. That's not my problem.
No, but
go and buy a captain. My problem is him as a captain. I would rather see anyone else as a captain. Put Casemiro as a captain, because it doesn't matter what you do on the pitch. The problem is captain is attitude. Jordan Henderson, however bad people said, he was a great captain, picking up his teammates when they are down, picking up the team, telling everybody else where to be, what to do in a good way. Listen, I play football. I know you play football. I know everybody here plays football.
Oh, of course.
When my captain is shit, what all shit? It's called toxic environment. Bruno Fernandes is the definition of toxic environment on the pitch. He's absolutely shit. Not as a football player, as a captain. I've seen the guy as a captain raise his hand. You know, when you do that to your teammate, get the fuck out of here. He's doing that to his teammates when they're losing. That's how bad this guy is. He's absolutely atrocious as a captain. That's your first mistake. Your second mistake.
Do you know who Newcastle's captain was today?
I think I know. Wait. I think I know. Longstaff.
Yeah.
Local, loves the club, never talks back to his teammates, always picks up the other team.
Rashford. That's what you're saying.
Very good guy. My thing about it is that Bruno Fernandes.
Sean Longstaff, remember? We was linked with him on the Ole Heavy. Bruno
Fernandes, everything at Manchester United at the moment reflects Bruno Fernandes being the captain. Number one. Number two, in the summer.
It's expectations.
In the summer, you picked up Onana. Onana at Inter was absolutely magnificent last year. He's if I tell you he's one of the main reasons Inter went to the Champions League final and played Champions League this year, because of his saves, because of distribution, because of how he leads the team. Okay? It's not only that his media, that the media destroyed him, his own fan base is on him. He's making mistakes, which is, I get. The guy has been shambles and everything. But everybody around him has been. Look at Amrabat, who was great at Fiorentina. And don't give me this Man United pressure. Man United fans, stay in front of the mirror and keep saying, we're the biggest club in the world. We're the biggest club in the world. It's whatever makes you sleep at night. You are not anymore. You provide content. You provide news. It's lovely to talk about Man United. It's lovely to laugh. But no one is taking you serious. That's what a real football club is. No one is taking them serious.
Of course, I agree.
And that's the problem.
I mean, they've
people
gone
look at Ten Hag and laugh at him. Tactics. When the guy answers tactics, it's laughable. He's absolutely atrocious.
Do you think he said tactics because he was trying to learn from the Jadon Sancho situation? That's the feeling I got, where he was like, I think he wanted to say more, But he thought the last time I said more about a player here in Man United, this caused me all sorts of trouble. Let me just say tactics and leave it as that, because that's what he was getting stick for last time. Why did you, essentially air out our dirty laundry on Jadon Sancho? Why didn't you just keep it short and sweet? I didn't include him in the squad for tactical reasons. That's how I took it. That's why he made that smile. I thought like he was almost like giving it almost like a double meaning to it. It's just tactics this time. Just there's other things going on, but I'm just going to say tactics. Can I
ask a simple question to everybody here? Do we think in the next 5 to 10 years, Newcastle can take Man United's place?
No.
Good ownership,
10 years,
lots
yes.
of money, good people that run the club. Can that happen? Giuseppe, go ahead.
Can you define place? Sorry, Giuseppe. Just want to say, can you define what you mean place? Do you mean financially?
Regularly being there and thereabout with the top 4, regularly being close to the top, regularly being in the Champions League, regularly attracting players. Like, listen, I'm going to tell you something. Over the past 20 years, Chelsea took Arsenal's spot. That doesn't delete Arsenal's history, because Arsenal's history is bigger than Chelsea. But in the last 20 years, Chelsea took over. When you talk Champions League in the last 20 years, you're talking Chelsea. When you're talking the team that won the league over the past 20 years, you're talking Chelsea. That doesn't mean they erased Arsenal. Arsenal history will still be there, whatever we say. But the fact is, when we say title contenders, it was, Chelsea are closer. There is one piece for the puzzle for Chelsea to compete. Chelsea will go for in the Champions League. Teams in Europe fear Chelsea. They don't fear Arsenal. You won't. What I mean is they won't erase the history. Man United's history is 19 league titles, 3 Champions Leagues, a treble. You're not going to erase that. But even in 10 years, you're not going to. Manchester City, they're not going to jump over Manchester United even in the next 5 years, because they can't catch them. But have Manchester City taken over Manchester United over the past 5 to 6, 7 years? Yes.
Is it me or am I lagging? Or
I think it's Giuseppe.
Yeah. The thing is with Man United, to be honest, what you're saying, I think if the Glazers still own Man United in 10 years, I believe that you're right, and Newcastle will be in the place of Man United. And Man United, I don't think, you see how we're 20 years without a Premier League, that's going to be Man United if the Glazers own Man United. Right now, I'm watching them, and all I see is a team with zero confidence. I mean, every single player that plays for that team has zero confidence, and their problem is they have not got a player that will drag their team out of that rut. Their captain is a disgrace. As a captain, I personally think he's a disgrace. I watch how he is. He's childish. He moans. He whinges. A player pokes him in the face and he's on the floor. Roy Keane used to be the captain of Manchester United. Now you've got a guy that gets poked in the face and he's on the floor screaming and crying. I think that's embarrassing. And I think Man United, top to bottom, has allowed this to happen. And I think the manager that come in, everyone was saying he's this, he's that. Listen, he done it in the Dutch league. Arteta would win the Dutch league with Ajax.
Eddie Howe would as well.
Eddie Howe, De Zerbi, all these managers would win the league with Ajax. This guy's coming, and you said they had a good season last year, and I disagree. I think they papered over cracks last season.
Same.
I think they got that cup, made it look like they were done better than they did. Their away record was shambolic. They had their biggest ever loss to Liverpool. They got destroyed by Man City. Not only that, in the last 2 games, they might have dropped out of the top 4. So they ended up, they were in the title. At one point, they were close to being in the title race and being there and thereabouts with Arsenal and Man City. The same points that we bottled to lose the league, they bottled there and they almost fell out of the Champions League spot. But in the end, they had enough to get through. So yes, it seems progressive, but the cracks were there. Casemiro's getting older. His discipline since he's been at Man United, I don't know what happened there, but I think maybe if you'd given him the captain armband, he might have settled. That's who I would have given the armband to. But to your question about Newcastle, listen, Newcastle, without even spending over the odds, are already looking like they're ready to compete, and they already look like a better team than Man United. So they've got unlimited money. Let's be honest. Over the next few years, they have unlimited money.
They have structure, bro. They have structure.
They have structure. They have an ownership that
the Saudis came in. Did the Saudis come in and splash? Did the Saudis come in and splash and go get Neymar and Mbappe? they didn't do that. They went and got Dan Burns, Chris Wood, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't go get you star players. And it's so funny, like it's just that shows you, like, okay, it's like a typical any business plan. Okay, in a year we should be here, in 5 years we should be here. Let's take the process slow and jump. Over here, you have Glazers that want to make it seem like, okay, look, we're giving the club, let's spend some money. Let's just buy transfers, but let's not invest in the actual club. You get what I'm saying? Let's not get a director for a club that has common sense in ball. You get what I'm saying? Let's do this. There was zero investments in the actual club. Oh, big up Suleiman again, man. Big Suleiman is out here moving like Santa Claus. And
let me address him then. Ahmed Suleiman, thank you. He's gifting memberships to the people. So if you just became a member, you have to thank Ahmed Suleiman, of course. And he just gifted 5 memberships, and then he gifted another 10 memberships to Footy Judgment. Wow. If you become a member, check out the community. You can become on a panel with us, of course. Everybody's welcome on this channel. I'm like, listen, I'm just gonna say, Philip just texted me yesterday, emailed me yesterday, and there he is. Like, anybody, you have a camera, you have a laptop, you're welcome to jump. Everybody here at the Football Opinion. I'm not an expert. Jess is, of course, he is. He's the only one here that is a football expert, of course, as he claims. But big up Ahmed Suleiman for gifting memberships to the people. If you just became a member, you have to thank Ahmed, of course, for that. Thank you, Ahmed. Guys, get involved in the conversation, because what is wrong with you, Jess? You called yourself a football expert. You called yourself not wrong.
What are you talking about? Guys, what he's talking about, my social media handle is wrong and strong. That doesn't say I'm an expert. That's talking about
you're an expert.
That's about my love life, wrong and strong. Nothing to do with me, football and whatever. Guys, I got some stuff on United, but we can move on to another team.
No. We can a little bit, couple of minutes. Just laugh a little. Let's talk a little bit.
Guys, someone asked me the other day who would I rather have in my team, Ben White or Harry Maguire, and I couldn't answer the question because I feel like Harry Maguire has turned over a new league. I didn't watch today's game. I was watching Arsenal, but the last 2 games in the league, Maguire looks like he's knuckled down and turned the corner. That's just my thoughts, guys. I just want to say it because I spread a lot of hate. Today, I'm trying to spread some love. What I've seen from Maguire, not today's game because I only watched the last 10 minutes. The previous 2 games, it looks as if he's someone who's actually trying to play football and bring the team forward. I just thought I'd just spread some love for once, guys.
Just to your question about will Newcastle take over Man United in terms of being regular? Because I was asking myself the same question in terms of regular Champions League, challenging for the titles and all that. And I think they can, but they have to build a culture, which they're doing now, of, like I said, leadership and winning mentality. Because as we can see, you can throw as much money as you like at a problem, but if you haven't got the structure right, if you haven't got the work environment and the culture right, you can make bad players good, and you can make good players bad, and bad players even worse. As I think Omar mentioned earlier, we bought Dan Burn, who in my opinion isn't a bad player, but whenever we put him at left back, people thought he's going to get fried every other week, this and that. But he was part of the second best defense in the league, and you know, whenever he gets kind of compared to other left backs, I think, and then there's a few Chelsea fans that don't like, say, Pochettino, why is he putting Colwell at left back, or I forgot which players he was putting at left back, and he's out of position. But if you've got a structure, if you've got a mentality, if you've got a team that knows what they're doing in and out, you can make things work. And so I think we can, but we have to continue making the right decisions. I think when you have so much money, there's a temptation of saying, oh, let's go for this. Let's go for a Neymar. Let's go for this or that. And you could upset things. I think if we can just continue building as we are, we can certainly reach those levels.
Sorry, sometimes I laugh. It's just a laugh for a comment. Someone just
no, I know. I've seen that enough. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Travarelli is what, and he's like, Ben White, I can't just take the air. But listen, we're gonna switch to Arsenal a little bit. But let me address the super chat. Ozan Kabak is back with another super chat. Is saying, did you happen to see Darwin's goal, Judge Mo? Listen, I have not seen the freaking goal, not yet. And if he played well, I'm gonna give him his flowers. I'm gonna talk about him in a good way. I'm not one of these guys that just gonna keep saying he's bad. If he played well, he played well. I'm gonna admit it and say, yeah, he improved. He played well. So
Guys,
that's the
I
right
didn't see the
thing.
goal either, but no, I'm not a Liverpool fan. But me personally, this might sound crazy. I'm not here for hot takes, please. Okay, I just see football the way I see it, and when I look at Darwin Núñez in his flow state, he reminds me of Victor Osimhen. Obviously, the end product isn't there, but his physicality, his athleticism, his pace, his directness, he reminds me very much of Victor Osimhen. Without that, that's another thing I wanted to say,
Now,
guys.
the thing about Darwin.
Okay, moving on.
No. The thing about Darwin.
First of all, I don't know why everybody bigging up the goal today, because first of all,
I didn't even watch the freaking thing.
the defender gave him mad space. You know when you play FIFA and the dude get lagged up, you know what I'm saying? And he just got the ball, and it's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, press him. So you have to see he's moving back. So he gave him mad space. But it was a good shot.
I didn't say Darwin's better than Osimhen, people in the comments. I said he reminds me of Osimhen. You guys hear me say that?
No, you didn't. But before we move on, he does everything right but finish. So today, he did everything right and he finished. So we got to big him up for that. It's really what it is.
Yeah, the striker finished. Amazing. The striker finished. Wow. Amazing. Listen, if he played well, I'm gonna go watch the highlights.
I like him. He's a solid player.
I don't like him. Not at the moment. I don't like him.
He can't change your mind.
He can, of course. Everybody can, of course.
Okay.
I am not one of these guys that will just stay. Like, listen, I didn't like Lautaro Martinez, but this season he's stepping up.
Okay.
If someone is playing better, I will change my mind. I'm not one of these guys. Like Jack Grealish, the last 2 games for Manchester City has been different than Jack Grealish before. Has been very direct, dribbling, taking risks, driving at players. So I said, big him up. He's been playing very well. I will admit it. I will say it's different. But I haven't watched the game. Unfortunately, people, I have not watched the one game that Darwin Núñez has turned into Neymar. I haven't. So give me a break. Moving on to the lovely team, the London Giants, the Hammers. So they hammered Arsenal. This game, I kind of watched most of it, to be honest. West Ham sat back as normal. Tried to press at some times. Forced Ramsdale to long balls. What are you saying, Giuseppe? What is happening? I've seen the Football Terrace, and I've seen people saying Arteta out already.
No. See, for me, that's far fetched. I think we're still top of the Champions League group, unbeaten in the league. We haven't clicked this season. That's it. Something ain't there. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people hate to think about it and don't want to say it and that. But I do think we actually miss Granit Xhaka, because I don't think we actually replaced Granit Xhaka. But
roll it back to the summer when Mo said that, and people called me an idiot.
Listen,
I was literally called an idiot for saying that Granit Xhaka, if you don't replace him, is going to be a big problem. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Mate, listen, I rated our transfer window at 4 out of 10. And that was it was a shame to give it a 4 out of 10 after signing Declan Rice, but we didn't do enough once again. And listen, one of the people that I wanted more than anyone was a man that put the nail in the coffin tonight, and that was Kudus. So it is what it is. We signed Kai Havertz. I don't know why. Listen,
until now nobody knows why. So.
I'm a try hold judgment, but listen, he started the game all right today. I was thinking, okay, he was getting about a little bit, all right for him. Yeah. Second half, he completely he was gone. He wasn't in the game. Arsenal as a whole was shambolic. I think the manager got everything wrong. Like, for me, I wasn't even that annoyed at the starting 11. I just said Declan Rice had to start in the midfield. Why are we resting Declan Rice? He's a workhorse. Played every game for West Ham. Comes to us and we're scared to play him. And then we play him for 40 minutes anyway, or whatever it is, 35 minutes. So you may as well have played him and started him. To me, the midfield we started compared to their midfield that they started, we were just going to get destroyed. We were going to lose it. We had Zinchenko playing right centre mid. People want to see. He was playing left back, but he was playing right centre mid. That's where he was on the pitch. That's where he was. Listen, people keep saying this is Zinchenko in the midfield, like Zinchenko's ever played in the midfield for Arsenal. I don't know why people. I don't know if people want to slot this guy in somewhere in the team, but I like Zinchenko. But right now, he ain't cutting it for me. I think is it the third goal or the second? No, the second goal, his fault. How he's getting caught out all the time from a long ball over the top. Arteta got it wrong, bringing on Rice after it was 2-0. The first half, we had 8 shots. We had no shots that looked like they were going to do anything anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. West Ham, okay, the goal, people are going to say it should have been a foul. There's no VAR, is what it is, back to old school football. You didn't get the decision. You had time to rectify that. We didn't rectify that. Going into the second half is where I think the manager made the biggest mistake, and that's not bringing on someone like Declan Rice right there and then. He waited for us to go 2-0 down to make the sub, and then when we go 3-0 down, he decides to bring on Saka, Martinelli. So why did we rested them just to bring them on when we're losing 3-0 and the game's gone? Because I'm sorry, you go 3-0 away at West Ham in the cup, we're not winning the game. Like we're not winning the game. So for me, the manager's got a huge blame, but the players have a huge blame. Fabio Vieira, players like this, they had their chance. They're moaning, people are moaning, Trossard don't start this, Trossard don't start that. Every game this season, Trossard started, he's been shambolic, in my opinion. I like Trossard. Off the bench, I think every time he comes on, he shows something, but every time he starts, he gets lost in the shuffle of the game. I think Reece Nelson was the one guy that could leave half-time saying, I tried. But that's me. I don't know what your thoughts are.
That's a good rant.
I mean, I remember I watched just the Arsenal against Chelsea. I know it's it's a different game, but I was thinking, because there was obviously this debate about whether Arsenal intentionally started the season slow so that they can speed up and kind of put the gas on later on because they learned from the past. Or is it just because of essentially kind of the transfer window, or was it Arteta himself overthinking things? I was wondering during that game, do Arsenal have a second gear or a third gear? Is it a myth that there's a second or third gear that they've got to reach? I wasn't sure. And what you're describing to me, for me, kind of further suggests that there possibly isn't, or the spine, or like the depth of your spine isn't there. I'm looking at the stats as well. And it's not too different, but there's something that's not quite, like you said, it's not quite clicking there for you guys.
No, I've got to disagree with you, because Arsenal were bad today, and we haven't started the season as we started last season. But I feel like part of that is because last season we caught a lot of teams cold. Nobody knew what to expect those first few games. Even me as a fan, I went to the first home game of the season, and I was like, this is not what I expected of Arsenal. Like, they were a different team. So I think we caught a lot of teams cold last season. This season, teams, and the back end of last season, teams knew what to expect from Arsenal, which is why Arteta had to make some changes. Today's result was a well-deserved win.
Which teams though? Because the top 6 would have a different attitude. That for us, because I'm used to being out of the top 6, so I'm always. I haven't looked at Arsenal any differently. I don't believe my club looks at Arsenal any different. We still look at you as
I feel like every team Arsenal went up against last season in the between the start of the season and just after the World Cup, before the World Cup, didn't think Arsenal would be so intense. I think they scored the most goals in the first 15 minutes in any team in the league last season, or one of the most. And I just feel like teams didn't know what to expect from Arsenal.
Sorry, Jay, can I just put one point in? Sorry to interrupt, but I have to disagree, because I just think we were playing the best football in the Premier League. I just think we were playing that good last season.
That's what I'm saying. No, we were playing really good, and teams didn't expect this. Like, did you expect it?
No, but this is what I'm saying. I think if we were playing like that this season, even though they're expecting it, we would still be winning comfortably every game. But we're just not playing like that. But that's just how I see it.
Yeah, no, I've got a theory behind that. But before I get there, with regards to today's game, in my opinion, if you're starting Kivior, who's a good football player and a decent defender, but he's not William Saliba, okay? If you're starting Kivior, Jorginho, Havertz, Vieira, and Nelson all in the same team, you just got to take whatever you can from that game. And if it's a 0-0 or 1-1, be happy, because that's not a winning team for me. Now, any one of those players can be put into our preferred lineup, okay? But when you have all 5 or 6 of them starting, you shouldn't really. You need to really lower your expectations, because I'm sure every Arsenal fan saw that midfield today and was like, "Phew," and just hoped for the best. We didn't expect to lose 3-1, but we would have taken 1-0 going into that game. Looking at that midfield.
Do you guys agree? Because I guess there's a premise to my question, because I've heard Arsenal fans talk about how Arteta, he doesn't, maybe in terms of his squad selection, he doesn't run the best meritocracy, that maybe the players that should be dropped at certain points aren't dropped, and then the players that maybe should be given a chance aren't given a chance, so there's a slight delay. Do you think that when, for instance, you have the League Cup games and stuff where it's an opportunity for people to prove themselves, that as a player playing for Arteta, you're thinking, well, if I play well today, is he really going to choose me for the next? Is he going to pick me for the Newcastle game this Saturday? If I smash it in the League Cup today,
you may not play that game, but I feel like you're taking a step towards eventually playing.
But do you think that's what I'm saying? Do you think that's almost like if as a player you'd be thinking, am I being played here though? It's kind of like kind of us trying to find the lady's number, and she's like, eventually I'll give it to you. If you'll see me tomorrow here at the same bus stop, I guarantee you I'll give you my number then. As a player, you smash it in the League Cup, you've scored a goal, you're making an assist, for instance, and then Saturday you're back on the bench again.
See, the thing with that is, like, first, like, I think that's, from a player, I don't like that. I think that's the wrong mentality. I think you play for Arsenal Football Club, so you give 100% every game you play for the club. If you love the club, that's what you should be doing. Listen, I play Sunday League. I play Sunday League. Yeah, I don't even get paid. Yeah, and I'll run until I can't run no more.
Sean Longstaff will do that for Newcastle. Sean Longstaff will do that for Newcastle.
Exactly.
I don't think, even though I love this player, Joe Linton, would have that same attitude. Even though I love Joe Linton, I'm saying over time, like if you like, and I'm not saying like just in one game Joe Linton will switch off, but I'm saying if you're a young player who's been at Arsenal for a couple of years, you wasn't raised in Highbury, but you've come over, you're playing, and you want your chance. Say you're a Fabio Vieira essentially, and you smash it today in League Cup, and then you don't get to play on Saturday, and you tell to the coach, why didn't I get to play on Saturday? And Arteta turns around and says, well, if you love Arsenal, you just accept it.
No, but I don't think it's that though, because I think
it doesn't work like this.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Can I do the super chat just before you go on to respect the guy? Hybrid Ultra here with a very good, guys. W's for Hybrid Ultra in the chat, please, with a very, very good support of the channel. He said, Mo, I'll keep saying it until people listen. Gross negligence that players like Emil Smith-Rowe and Partey are still at the club. Unreliable players who take up space. We need an 8 in January. Top priority, please, Edo. I said that. Yeah, I'm going to come to this again, Hybrid Ultra. Thank you for that. And I'm going to say, I said it yesterday with Osam. People said they want Ivan Toney. I said, if you have one chance, you have to sign an 8. And today proved it. You have no 8. But anyway, go, Jess. I'm sorry. Just thank you, Hybrid Ultra. I'm going to come to the question again.
I was going to say something in response to what Philip said.
Sorry to cut you off.
And I lost my train of thought, Mo. Thank you. God bless you.
He's talking about the players. They love the club. Are they given chances?
That's what I was going to say. So it's not just a matter of smashing it in the League Cup and thinking, cool, I deserve to start, because the players, let's just say Trossard, for example, does he deserve to start ahead of Martinelli or Saka? I'd say that the answer is no. So it's not just enough. Like, had he scored today, it's not enough because you've done good, but the person you're trying to replace is also doing very, very, very good. So it's a double-edged sword. Like, if you're smashing it and the person you're trying to replace is playing terribly and you're still not getting picked, then you have cause for concern. But if you're playing well and they're playing well, they're within the team, then it's like, it's the manager's discretion. Like, it's up to him.
Yeah, guys, over 170 people here. Can we get to 150 likes and use the poll? So let's go back to Hybrid Ultra's comment here about an 8, about Emil Smith-Rowe. I said Emil Smith-Rowe is a good player. He hasn't been given the chance, to be honest. Thank you, Hybrid Ultra, again, for the support. He has been injured last year.
He's injured today again.
So maybe Thomas Partey has been injured. I thought he's your best DM, but availability is the best ability, as we say. So he's not available. Arsenal in the January transfer window. And I don't want to say ifs and buts, but I want to respect a Hybrid Ultra with his question. Should they go, if you have offers to get one player only, Jess and Giuseppe, you get an 8 or you get a striker?
The only striker I would want to get, if we're going to go all the way, Yeah, if it's not this person, then it'll have to be an 8. If it's not someone like Osimhen, then I don't want Ivan Toney. Okay, that's just me. Okay, and other than Osimhen, my next choice for striker will be Ollie Watkins ahead of Ivan Toney. But that's just me.
That's my guy.
Yeah. So me personally, I think the issue with the 8 role is that we didn't replace Xhaka, who I've been rating since day one. But I feel like Arteta had other plans because we saw Timber playing the left back role. I feel like the way he was used Timber would have facilitated someone else pushing forward. And I think because Timber's been injured, Arteta hasn't been able to execute the plan that he had in mind. Mo, what's so funny?
Because Hamza in the comments are telling Omar that
Brother,
stuff is exposing him on another channel. What is going on? Like, why am I on here? Big up Stuffy, of course. You guys go watch his content. I'm sure he's like distressed there. But Hamza's telling Omar that stuff is cooking him on a different channel. And they're because they're friends. Which is it's kind of like Hamza keeps trying to rattle Omar.
He's trying to get me tight, you know what I'm saying? But what's the sheep's opinion to a wolf, my brother? Like, I ain't gonna bite.
Let's go back to Arsenal and I just don't worry about me. It's just I'm sorry, Jess. It's just some comments just like I have no I have no relation to what you're saying, but they're just strange. So sorry, don't worry about me.
It's okay.
You know the troll dolls? Y'all got the troll dolls in the UK or not? Remember the troll dolls?
The big hair.
Yeah, that's Hamza and squad. So he got a couple friends in here. They come in here. You know what I mean? They start.
Okay.
I don't think Arteta, because obviously we've got Joe Willock from you guys, and he's smashing for us. I think he's a great 8 for us. And if you're talking about Arteta, especially kind of how Mo you described him, obviously in terms of he can go forward, and when he was the one that was making the timely challenges going backwards. That's exactly what Joe Willock does for us. When he comes on, Joe Linton comes alive. He loves playing next to him, and that side is absolutely solid. But I don't think Arteta fancies players like that. I think he prefers a Kai Havertz. I think he prefers.
Well, he's an idiot if he prefers Kai Havertz.
Yeah,
like I'm watching the guy today. I'm sorry. What does Kai Havertz offer as a football player on the pitch?
Nothing.
What does he offer?
Nothing.
I think Arteta's
like
given
I
himself...
think he's just shoehorning. Like it's not shoehorning. He's like trying to justify that purchase in front of people, hoping that he will score a goal or something. You know, he will have an assist. Like you see how celebrated he was against Man City for that assist. I'm like, can we just stop it? Like, this is not, bro. You should be smarter than this. Like Arteta, you should be smarter than this. But anyway, I'm gonna go back to Giuseppe. You wanted to add something?
Yeah, Mo, to that question you asked about the 8 or the 10, I think if Arsenal are serious about anything and winning anything, they'll sign both of them. But if you're saying only one of them, it depends on the caliber of each one that we can get. People say they don't want Ivan Toney. I think Ivan Toney's perfect because I think that's what we need. I think that's the sort of player we need. I think in certain games, there's certain times where there's a way we play. We get a lot of corners. We put a lot of balls in the box. We haven't got the guy for it to stick to. The goalkeeper, we're forced to play out from the back every single time because when we go long, we just lose the ball because we haven't got no one to stick it to. I think if you bring in an Ivan Toney, listen, we got to hope now that players stay fit because, as you say, if Partey stays fit, then we're fine. Like it's literally that.
No,
but we have to hope.
You're not fine. You're not fine. Why you're fine?
I think in the midfield, if our players stay all fit and you could play them for the rest of the season.
Who are they? You keep saying they. Who are they?
Oh, so I'd play Partey with Rice next to him. That's the midfield. I'd play with Odegaard in front of them.
You don't get anything out of Odegaard like this. You don't get that.
See, I think we will. I think we will because me personally, we haven't seen that midfield in the Premier. The only time we've seen that midfield free was a little bit in the Man City game. That was about it. Other than that, when Partey played this season, he was playing right back for some reason, which still to me,
Arteta doesn't play double pivot. Arteta plays a 4-3-3 with a single pivot. If you do play that midfield, it'll be Partey or Rice in the 6, and it'll be Odegaard and Rice or Partey in the 2-8 roles. So he doesn't play that double pivot. It's not how Arsenal play. It's not how we build up. Odegaard operates from the right side with Ben White and Saka, not behind the centre forward.
Giuseppe, that was for you.
He's frozen, I think.
I think
it's
it's
frozen.
Like if people have watched me before, I said I echo what Jess is saying. Actually, I echo what you're saying, Jess. I actually think that's too defensive. That's absolutely too defensive.
What's too defensive?
Rice and Party, and I said a couple of times. Let me just finish that next point. If Rice is playing very well, consistently as a 6, giving you 8 out of 10, having Party there to give you a 9 out of 10 once, right? But Rice is going to give you a 6 out of 10 at the 8. That doesn't give you anything. It doesn't solve any problem.
Yeah, I agree with you. The thing is, yeah, prior to me actually watching Declan Rice play, because the truth is, at West Ham, I wasn't watching him. I would hear about him. I'd see him every now and again if they played a big team, but I didn't think he was very good, having not seen him play. When we signed him, I thought he was the replacement for Xhaka, and I thought that I didn't think anyone else would come and fill Partey's boots in that number 6 role, and Declan Rice proved me wrong.
Yes.
And then I said, me personally, if we're gonna play Partey and Rice, it might sound crazy, I will play Rice as the 6 and play Partey as in the Xhaka role and see, because he's got more experience, and just let's see if he can do it. I'm not saying it will work, but if that's our best midfield, Partey, Rice, and Odegaard,
Yeah.
Partey in the Xhaka role.
I think one of them would have to almost humble themselves and understand that they're going to be the water carrier. And you need that role, someone to be willing to be a water carrier. I mean, I keep on saying I'm a Newcastle fan, but people would cast Sean Longstaff and say, he'll never get into our club. He'll never get into our club. And, this and that. But he makes Bruno better. He makes Tonali better. He covers for them. He gets the ball and he passes to them. He's a decent progressive passer, but he knows when to give it to Bruno. Bruno feels free to go up because he knows that Sean Longstaff will cover for him. So Partey, if he's going to play that role, he's going to have to be willing to sacrifice himself and say, okay, Declan, you go, I'll cover for you. Declan, here's the ball. Odegaard, here's the ball. And it's a difficult role to do it unless you're willing to do that. I don't know Partey, in terms of his characteristics, if he would be willing to do that, because he's a quality player himself. He can jinx past the man himself. He can put in a decent pass. He can go up front, but he can leave gaps in the behind doing that. Is he willing to cover for Declan? Is he willing to cover for Odegaard as they go up front? That'll be the thing. You need a water carrier in that role, in my view. If that's what you want, if that's the Xhaka role you're talking about, and I've had Mo and others kind of describe him. For me, I'm like, that's the water carrier. High quality water carrier, but a water carrier nonetheless.
I don't think Arsenal signed this 8 in January. I feel like Arteta builds with what he has. You don't want to sign a stopgap player. You want to wait till the summer and get someone big. And there's murmurings around the club that next season is Patino's season to really come through. So we'll see.
You just spent 200 and something million. What is you gonna spend more?
No,
you think that Chelsea?
No. Me personally, I said I believe Patino's coming back. You guys are saying, do we sign a 9 or an 8?
Who the freaking is this guy? Who is this guy? Who's Patino? What is
Young
this?
boy.
What is this?
He's a nobody.
Well, yeah. He's nobody. I've never
apparently
even heard about the guy
I said
until
apparently
yesterday.
There were murmurings around the club that next season is his year. I didn't say he's the best
It's
thing.
the same as
since
that Balogun guy. When you guys said, "Oh my God, he is the truth," and then bang, he's out. Isn't that what happened?
Listen, what can we do?
Manchester United, Garnacho is the truth. Well,
Mom, you're unbearable. I swear on my life, you are unbearable. This is the last time I come on this channel. Guys, mark my words. If you see me on this channel ever again, know that I'm a liar. Okay? Well, you're unbearable. I take it back. Your country doesn't produce 3 good things. It's only 2 good things. Yeah? Mo Salah and Amir Zaki.
Amr Zaki. Nah, Mido, Zidane. Stop it, bro. Abu Treka. Bro, what?
we're not.
This time about the GOAT. This time about Abu Treka, bro. That's the GOAT. Don't talk to me about anybody else.
Yeah, but I don't think Arsenal do anything big in January, personally, unless there's some serious injuries. But I don't see anything in January. Look at our January signs from last year. Trossard, Kivior, and Jorginho. All 3 are still trying to break into the team. So we sign another 2 or 3 players to try and break in, but we still got 3 players trying to break in.
Yeah. And listen, So last question about Arsenal before I want to go back to Omar for just one thing.
I was about to tell.
Does this affect
go back to wrapping up?
for Giuseppe and for Jazz? I'm gonna start with Giuseppe. Does this affect the season at all? Are you with us or
this? Yeah. Sorry, I think it affects the season if come the end of the season we have no silverware at the club and we've bottled it in the Champions League early and we've bottled the title race early, and that then of course it's going to come back to haunt us. It's going to come back to haunt Arteta. I think that's when a lot of people lose faith. You know, another year no trophy. You bring in Declan Rice. You let Xhaka go. You don't fully replace Xhaka. So at the end of the day, if we don't win something, or at least, listen, if you can get really far in the Champions League, you can battle until the last week to get into the to get the Premier League, but you don't quite get it, and Man City get it, and it's a high point scoring season, then maybe he can have a leg to stand on, not winning something, and say we go again one more time, and it will be the last year that he will have as a hit. But if you don't do that, at least minimum, then listen, what happens if we put in a performance like that? I know the team was rotated, but if we put in a performance like that at the Bernabeu, then it's curtains.
We won't though, because we're not going to play Eddie Nketiah. Oh, we might have to play him, but ideally we won't be playing Eddie Nketiah, Fabio Vieira, Cobra Kai Havertz, Jorginho, and Kivio. So I don't think we need to worry about today's result too much, guys. We're never going to play this team ever again, unless it's ever again, ever.
But what I get from this game today is that is the subs. That is the people that are going to come on in games. That is if we get an injury, who we have to come on.
Yeah. And they'll be okay. Like one or two of them coming in, but we're never going to play all seven at the same time. And the first goal West Ham scored today, big foul on Ramsdale. Second one, good goal by Kudus. Third one, big deflection. Like it looks bad.
I would only say though, momentum is everything. So Newcastle today, we changed 8 or 9 players. Like I said, Paul Dummett centre back, Matt Ritchie left back. God help us, I can't remember who else was playing. I love those guys, but they are CD. The CD. Now we're going to Saturday to play you guys. Our fans are going to be. We beat Man City and Man United with our C team, and it's given us that momentum to continue going forward. And if Arsenal don't take these things seriously, the League Cup, the FA Cup, I remember last year everyone was saying when you guys got knocked out of all the competitions, we can now focus on the Premier League.
Bigger fish to fry.
Right. But the thing is that the fact that you were at least playing matches 2 to 3 times a week, that's what kept you sharp. That's what kept you going. That's and so that'll be my worry for you guys, that if you don't, when you're not performing in these, if your C team or B team isn't doing that, then there's something for me that I feel like there's a gap. There's something missing. So
listen, for me, winning breeds winning. So people exactly the Carabao Cup, you want these guys to win the Premier League. These youngsters to win the Premier League.
Exactly.
Haven't even won a Carabao Cup. Yeah, so you're asking for a lot. Yes, of course, it's different. We've rotated the team, but you have to try and win everything. By now, we should have won a Europa League.
Yeah.
When I watch the runs that we've had in the Europa League, they've not been bad. Yeah. Like people want to win the Champions League this year, but we couldn't win the Europa League all them years to win it. Yes, our squad's a bit better now, but we're 1 or 2 injuries away from that team not really fully being there, in my opinion. So, I think this bigger fish to fry thing pisses me off, because I think that people have said that, and now it's a stigma on all Arsenal fans think like this, and all Arsenal fans should think like that. And if you don't think like that, you're thinking mediocre. You're thinking about little trophies like the Carabao Cup. Listen, last season, if we'd won the Carabao Cup, we would have had a really good season. But in the end, for me, we had a terrible season because we didn't win anything, and we bottled the race for the title.
That's right.
So for me,
guys, before we move on from this, in case we do, I want to talk to all you people out there who watched Arsenal play on Saturday or Sunday and said, Eddie Nketiah is so good. The radio today, the commentators, before the game, because I was driving at the start of the game, commentators said Eddie Nketiah is on form. He's on fire. He scored 4 goals this season, 3 in one game, 1 in a different game. He's not on fire. Like Eddie Nketiah, that's his level. Playing against Sheffield United, that is Eddie Nketiah's level. And I'm so glad that we saw this today. And hopefully, before we go to St. James's Park on Sunday, Arteta looks Nketiah in the eye and just tells him to just, remember who you are, okay? Just remember you're not the guy. So, just want to let everyone know that I am not a fan of Eddie Nketiah, in case, was that Jackson 2? Is that what we're saying? Oh, no, I don't know. Cool.
Okay. Last question, because I don't want to go for long. Omar, I know you're going to go to Staffy or something. Guys, stay on this video. It's going to take you to Staffy. You can go just watch them cry, Man United fans. It's so much fun. I'm going to watch.
Milan fan, man, bro. You know what I mean?
Should Erik ten Hag get sacked now, just to get it over with?
No.
And get someone to stop gap, just get results, because now you're in danger of not even making Europe.
We're gonna get Michael Carey.
Yes.
Middlesbrough's in the next round, so big him up. And he got Port Vale, so he could probably make the semifinals. But bro, we can't sack him right now, bro. As much as we're shit and as much
Fuck, bro?
You can't sack him.
The thing is, I don't think you should sack him, because
imagine you spend 400 million and you get sacked, bro.
You can sack the guy, bro.
Liquidate the club, bro. That's it.
No, just sack the guy. Get someone to take care of the club. Get some wins. Get the fans behind the team, and then we'll go from there.
That won't make sense, because Ten Hag may be a problem at United, but he's not the sole problem.
Bro, it's gonna go back to I'm sorry. It's gonna go back to the same shit, dog. It's gonna go back to
but that shit is better than this shit. That shit got you second. There's the difference. That shit got you second. That shit got you second, got you a quarterfinal in the Champions League. This shit is the worst shit you have seen in your lifetime.
Bro,
you are an old man and you have never seen this shit at your club. Never in your life. Give me one season that you win this shit.
Bro, I'm telling you, you're going to sack.
So many shits. There's no podcast that has that much shit in it.
They're gonna come talk this person on the wheel, oh my god, come summer, spend the money again, do it again, sack the person, this person on the wheel, Ten Hag ball, Jose ball, do it again, sack. It's a cycle. You just gotta liquidate the club, let it burn at this point.
Mo, I was gonna ask Mo what you're saying to Omar. Are you of the mind frame of you have to deal with the short-term problem now and then worry about what Omar's saying? Look, if we sack this manager, we're gonna go through another cycle of this. But you're saying, yes, maybe you might, but this is really, really bad, and you're gonna have to do something about it now.
Good out there, I would have been like, sack the manager. Who the hell is good out there? Who wants to come coach? The only person available that doesn't technically good is Zidane. The only person that is good is Zidane, and he's not coming. He made that clear. He been made that clear. Now it's clip for y'all. I'm not coming. Y'all can eat dog shit. So then who we gonna get? Conte? Definition of stopgap.
Okay, so as a fan though, Omar, how there's a thing. What's your threshold? Because and I think this is what Mo might be pointing towards. If you lose to Fulham, if you continue losing, if your win record goes, which is 50% now, if it goes to 40%,
they've been saying this in 2 months now. If we lose to the next team, this will happen. Bro, I've heard this many times. So go ahead, finish your question, but I promise you the same answer.
Essentially, what's your threshold? Are you willing? Because I think it's what Man United are saying. It's almost like, I don't know if anybody does stock trading. You buy a stock and you're thinking it's going to go high, but it goes low. But you're thinking once it bounces, I'm going to strike it. I'm going to strike it gold. And because Man United fans are saying, if we stick out of Ten Hag now, we show the players that we're backing the manager and we can change things from that end. But the thing is, how low are you willing to go? Are you willing to go what Chelsea had to endure last year and fight relegation in order to prove that point to your players?
You just made a great point. They went and sacked. They got 3 coaches in 1 year, bro.
Yeah.
3 coaches in 1 year. And now they have Pochettino. Did that work? Is that working?
Right.
They spent 1.5. You can't have that mentality anymore in this game.
I think the problem.
Mo's not having it. He's not listening.
With Chelsea, what I'm giving them, they at least had a restructure on the board and then a restructure on the team. So they just went a whole different plan, and they're just
right.
at the wall and see what's going to stick. With us, we don't have a plan. We don't have a structure, bro. So you cannot make any decisions if you don't have a. You need a back. Like I was watching. Perfect example. I was watching Brighton. Right. They already knew who they're getting. De Zerbi. They knew you. In case somebody comes in for Potter, De Zerbi's ready to come in.
Yeah.
If Caicedo leave, this person is ready to come in. That's structure. That's planning. That's system. You get what I'm saying?
Me as well at United. Part of the problem is the players. Okay, let's say how goes.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Shit rolls from downhill. There's nobody innocent in this project right now. Everybody is should be. Everybody's getting called out on. So even the fans should be called out on because they're delusional.
So let me convince you why to sack Ten Hag now.
Oh man,
you get a new manager, you win some games, okay? The players' values are a little bit better, and then you can sell whoever you want. You try at least to sell whoever you want in the summer, okay? And the new manager can bring in some of his players. You keep Ten Hag, it keeps going to shit after shit after shit like this. You can't sell anybody. New manager comes in, you're in the same problem because he doesn't have the money and you can't sell the players. They're still under contract. That's my trail of thoughts. It's as simple as the new manager, you get a good one. There is a stopgap, okay, that at least will get you to Europe. And then some of these players, you know what I mean? Some of the players that you want to sell, they get the values higher. Maybe someone will come and pick up Anthony or something.
At the end of the day, like I said, this club should be.
It's not going to solve the problem, Omar. It's not. I'm not telling you it's going to solve the problem.
And then you're always going to have a fan base that's going to be like, oh, well, get a spoiled fan base that just wants to see wins and they don't care about anything else. And what to me is just your idiot thing. You know what I mean? Because like at the end of the day, you just that's all you. No, I'm not saying you. You're an outsider. So
I am an outsider. That's why my opinion is more valid than yours.
And the fans that are just, oh, we need 3 points. Oh, what's going on here, bro? You're an idiot thing, bro. How's your club gonna even ever grow? You know what I'm saying? That's personally me. We all we did was sack higher, sell, buy, to lose money. We're just bro. It's a shithole. It's simple.
Well, I think I don't know if Mo, you're also saying. Say you go with what Omar is saying, just back the manager. Mo, are you in the mind frame of Ten Hag is not the guy to back? Out of all the managers you could back, I don't think if you had another manager that was doing this badly.
I keep saying the same. I saw something last year. This year now, 10 games in. Champions League, 3 games. You played 3 games in the Champions League. You played 2 games in the Cup. I see nothing. If you ask me what is Man United, I say nothing. I had the same energy for Thomas Tuchel and until it went to shit. I said the same. Thomas Tuchel won the Champions League by tightening the defense and won the Champions League, the pinnacle of football. That's fine. Didn't solve the club's problem. And the club, a year later, they were in shambles. Manchester United last year, at least they had something. Now there is no style. Anyway, listen, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Guys, before we move on, there is over 170 of you here. Everyone's channel is in the description. Armchair Gaffers. It's a link. You click on it and you go there. You give them a subscription. You like the last video or last 10 videos, of course. Of course, Toon Tactics TV in the description as well. Phillips Newcastle channel, of course. Unbiased Sport, Giuseppe's channel, Talk All Sports, Arsenal as well, of course. And Footy Fanatics, Oski's channel, of course, up there. Everyone, it's very simple to give them a subscription. Please, I'm expecting each and every one of them to have at least 20 or 50 subscribers before the end of the show. Stay on this show. It takes you to Staffy's TV. Staff is crying, apparently. Someone just told me. Or I don't know. Someone just told me. You go enjoy Man United problems. And thank you, everybody that joined me. Thank you, Felipe. Thank you, Jess, of course. As always, great insight. Great guys to talk to. I enjoyed the show very well. We didn't just banter. We talked football. We talked everything. Thank you, Giuseppe, of course, and Omar. Always a pleasure to have you, my brother. Thank you, people. Hit that like button before you go. And I appreciate you guys. And we'll see you guys soon. Peace.